Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Kane's Wrath replay. Spawn on the left side as the green Scrin, we have Jart. Spawn as the right side as the yellow GDI, we have Tasher 2.0. Let's see now, there is of course a Tiberian Spike here and here. In the middle of the map, there's also a Tiberian Spike on the mini-map, it's just off the center. That's very annoying. You also have a EMP control center, somewhat underground, also not underground at the same time. I wonder as well, can you actually sort of move off the side of that? I've selected on this rifleman. Yep, I can't see move order down there. Sorry, just always a bit curious sometimes. Buzzers now grouping on up. Do have a similar. They're going to be aggressive towards that central EMP, not EMP spike, but Tiberian spike. Rifleman, a good number of riflemen here as well. And there's a large number of buzzers there. He does get the overrun on those riflemen. It takes them all out. Does lose some buzzers in return, but now those buzzers can be very, very useful scouts. And they can always be gunned down by the chain gun of the harvester. A simulator will claim that Tiberian spike. There's no GDI engineer, so he didn't lose any additional credits for being able to capture the central spike. Buzz making his way down south will be spotting south. Do have the warp spear into perhaps another extractor, and we're just getting more economy. We do now have another refinery deployed on out, and immediately doing some bit of power micro there since he's low in power. Another power plant's on the way. And now the MCV has packed it up, going for an early expansion now. The buzzard will spot all of that. We may see another harvester there. It should bring up, to what, 4 harvesters? He still does not have 5. I thought it was going to be a APC out next. Up north, there is another Tiberian spike that anybody can grab. We do have the GDI rifleman advancing down south. This one does survive the buzzers. By simply not being the region where the buzzers are. APC now deployed on out. It does gun down that buzzer, no problem. Does set off a buzzer hive there. The rifleman squad may have gone down as well. It does go ahead and attach that buzzers to the gunwalker. Trying to make his way up north. We've got those blue Tiberian being claimed by the Scrin harvester. He should be pretty close to getting a... Oh wait, it's not actually collecting at the moment. There we go, not being collected now. And that should actually give him enough blue Tiberium there to get a full load, I believe. Him holding off a little bit like that. Over here, do have another extractor. And do now have a barracks plot on the field. He's going for missile troops, not extra guns. And I think he just got himself a full load of blue Tiberium. Gunwalker is advancing forward. And actually, there's actually a little bit of backup on this refinery there. They're not actually properly being tasked and split up from each other. GDI airfield has been pulled on the field. And this watchtower has been claimed by the Scrin. Gunwalker now being pursued, does receive a lot of rocket fire there. Of course, the Gunwalker has trouble firing in front of it when in reverse move. Does get some, not necessarily bullets there, but shots off. Rifleman, missile, so it's like 4 missiles, 1 rifleman. And that should be more than plenty of the disintegrators. Can't really charge in, but more than plenty. Watchtower does clean up that buzzer hive, or buzzer. And does get a Orca bomb run onto that extractor now. Here comes the APCs. Let's get a good volley there on the Gunwalker. Gunwalkers are not exactly the most effective items versus these APCs. He does not abandon the APC in time. If he would have abandoned it in time, he perhaps could have got it inside that garrisonable structure. Let's take out one of the gunwalkers now. And there's a bit of a reverse move bug. Does receive some bullets. Good volley there. Gain some good damage there on the gunwalkers. Up north, we do have the disintegrators advancing forward. And we do see a tech center. And Annihilator Tripod says hello as well. APCs do fall back. You also have a storm call in this region as well. Garrisonable structure does receive a bit of fire. Now up north, you have these disintegrators advancing forward. They will spot no expansion up here at the moment. A little bit too early for the I was going to say it's a little bit too early for the expansion, but here's the MCV. Oh, bomber runs there. Firehawks have made themselves known. Though I think he may have lost 2 of them there. There's a storm column. Storm columns can one-shot Firehawks. And also got some guns and shots there onto the Firehawks. Gunwalkers are okay versus aircraft and okay versus infantry. They don't really excel at either, in my opinion. APC does go down there as well. Another one may go down. Does go ahead and get out of the APC with the wounded APC. Very nice. And does get these disintegrators to hit that construction yard. It seems like there's less disintegrators here, so I'm not sure where the others may have went. There they are. Watchtower trying to employ them out. If he would have had actually both of these disintegrators in this region, he could have got the MCV. Because there's only 2 disintegrators here, and he had trouble with money actually. Oh, that's a barracks for him. Eradicator Hexapod now deployed on the field. And he's going to go for the MCV. He does get a second watchtower there, and the MCV will go down. Very, very nice. Does get extractor up more, which is very important. But now he does not have any sort of production. And those disintegrators do get cleaned on up. We got railgun predators as well as a railgun mammoth here. Gains a good fire off of the move. We can focus down that Hexapod. What was that sound? Wait, was that a mothership? Was that a mothership there? Because that's usually the sound of a mothership going down, right? Am I mistaken? Nope, either way, Eradica spots pushing way forward does have 2 garrisons there. It looks like 1 disc, 1 something else. And those looks like engineers. Walker Bomber Run does get hit a little bit there. We do also have more I-Core being put out. The wounded APC somehow still alive. Now Eradicator Hexapod will spot this army, but there should be enough force here to deal with the Eradicator Hexapod. Railgun Predators and Railgun Mammoths are pretty effective. Does teleport forward and get a stasis field off there. Very nice. Get some good crush as well. So good little teleport. Raptor reverse moving wrong way. Now Eradicator Hexapod's going to be eyeing for this expansion. Mammoths advancing forward. Looks like these Firehawks did get wounded. He does take out one of the Predators there. We do have 4 Mammoths here. He needs to make sure he focus fire onto these Eradicator Tripods. And stays out half the army there, trying to pick off these 2 lone Mammoths now. Trying to reverse move now this direction here. Hammerheads could push forward to deal with some of these shields. So it's a good number of gunwalkers this region. Mammoth is quite wounded. It's not looking great for the GDI player. He must have got out another MCV right there if there's a war factory. Teleports forward. May find himself a Mammoth tank there. Shockwave artillery coming on in. Sinking. Oh, and teleports away. I'm not sure where he teleported to. There it is. did get some splash with the EMP there. It must have been splashed during the teleport. Some of these Firehawks are going on down as well. Hammerheads won't last all too long in that mix. Does teleport forward there, trying to get some crushes there. Doesn't crush any of the man things there. In fact, the Hexapod may have died because of that. Does go down there as well, but that's still a good number of Nyla tripods. Nyla tripods need to be focused on first. Man takes now seeing lots of use there. We also got some zone troopers here, but getting hit by a lightning spike. Bomb around there, gets a decent hit on some of those forces. Only all the Nyla tripods are down, trying to focus down some of the hammer tank, man tanks there with his annihilator or his gun walkers there. Some of those carcasses being cleaned up as well. If the GDI player is able to secure the territories, get a large number of tripod huts there, but does crush one of them with his predator tank. And that's a lot of gun walkers advancing forward, and he's focusing down some of these tripod huts now. I don't see engineers here, so that is fine. He wasn't trying to go for them immediately. First move bug does get himself gunned up a little bit by that harvester. These man things are getting hit by these disintegrators. We do got a decent amount of damage knocking on the hammer tank. The hammer tank, mammoth tank. Mammoth tank boosting quite a bit of fire now, and the hammerhead can't do much versus all these gun walkers around. Oh, howdy, I just saw your YouTube comment. Gun walkers are reverse moving all the way up here. You have a handful of mammoth tanks here, as well as an APC potentially loaded up with a rifling squad. One watchtower in the region. Another APC does come out and does get killed off. And now harvesters are charging forward, trying to mix up the mix, run over some of these guys. And they're actually durable enough that they can actually gun down the disintegrators themselves. And Gunwalkers are not like the highest damage dealing thing, though the Harvesters going in like that was actually effective. One of the first few times I would say the chain gun of the Harvesters was actually used incredibly well. These forces are starting to reverse move all the way up north. Still got a number of mammoth tanks in this region. You got a very, very good force here. You could try advancing into his opponent's base now. I don't think that's a Radicator Hexapod there, but got more I-Core being brought on in. No, nope, just one harvester there. And the hammerhead over here is starting to gun down the Tiberian Spike. The longer the game goes on, the more it looks like it's going favorable for the GDI player. Though at the moment, GDI player is running low in Tiberian and running low fast. He still has a Tiberian Spike here. And the Scrin player is actually long distance harvesting up north, which he's doing it reasonably effective, so maintaining it wouldn't be half bad. It may not be worth actually full expanding up north right now. Mass Gunwalker here. I don't think it's going for another... I don't think that's a Radicator Hexapod's building too quickly, but we do have some Devourer tanks being pulled out. More Devourers, okay. Interesting. Devourers are good. It's just that I'm not so sure how good Devourers are in this situation. There's a lot of Gunwalkers and Disintegrators, and the GDI player is getting caught out a little bit, getting hit on the flank with his armor column. Gunwalkers are now engaging from all angles. We do got some hammerheads here, getting some good damage there. Does lay down some landmines there with the APCs. Very, very nice. He does find some of those landmines there. Senators getting some good hits. APCs trying to gun away, trying to get some good damage on in. Devourer tanks has been spotted. Man tanks now just going charge. Most of the disintegrators have been cleaned on up. Man tanks are still pretty healthy right now. There's a good number of APCs here to support as well. They got a large number of Devour tanks there. They don't have any Tiberium loaded up on them, but they still do good damage without it. We have some of those APCs. We do also have now these more disintegrators being reinforced, but still plenty of APCs to gun them down. More gun marks been put out. Starting to focus down some of these man tanks there with his Devourers. Some of the Devourers are going down as well. APC's a little bit wounded as well. GDI player doesn't really have a whole lot. Oh, this may be not a great bomb run there. Takes out the, what's that, nerve center? Good damage there. So a lot of GDI forces getting whittled down. He does have, looks bigger on the mini map. So there's actually a bunch of basic crystals in that region. Needs a bit of time to grow. And GDI player, there's a bit of blue tib there. You could try claiming it. Oh, got a bit of a backup here. In fact, oh, that's actually bugged out. He may not realize that it's actually fully bugged out, stopping 3 of his harvesters, pausing their tib. And all these Devourers gunned up with some blue tib, which I don't think that makes any difference. It still fires a green beam, dealing green damage. He may not be aware of that refinery harvester bug. Hopefully knows it relatively soon. Green's Advance 4 does take out one of the harvests now. And he still has not fixed it either. That is a lot of downtime of what? Not necessarily downtime mining, it's not a whole lot of Tiberium left for him to mine. But still, that's a lot of credits not collected. Good damage there onto the construction yard. Some of these harvesters may just get their return cargo order now. Does be taking out both of those. This still has not been fixed, and that likely will not be fixed for the rest of the game. Devourer's getting some extra Tiberium loaded on up. Down south, there's some infrastructure here, primarily the tech lab. You may want to sell off all of this entire base here. Give him a nice, yep, there we go. And the buzzers do actually take out those grenadiers before they get off any grenades. Not sure if you guys said EMP grenades yet or not. Goes off the power plants as well. Doesn't have the MCV anymore. He still has not fixed this harvester bug up north. Tiberium's being collected up. Blue tib being, what's remaining blue tib is being cleaned up by the Scrin player. And gonna be grabbing this Tiberium from that Tiberium spike. Very nice. Still has not fixed that. Oof. That's what, like 6,000 credits there. Speaking about spending credits, there's about 1,000 credits worth of landmines now deployed on the field. Oh, no, only 300, not 500. Not bad. Obviously, gets some good damage there onto these forces running by. Fresh MCV has been pulled out as well. A lot of gun walkers here. Good number of Devourers as well. One of the Devourers does get spotted and doesn't go down. Hardly took any damage right there. We do also now have some Juggernauts on the field. He likely will not get any more since he does not have access to a tech lab. He does get this power plant up and going. And that volley pretty much missed. Does get a good hit there against that gun walker. Yep, I'm just looking at this, just seeing pain and ring around the rosy. Juggernaut pushes his way forward. That is not a good idea. Does fall back, only receiving Gunwalker fire. Get some good damage there. The Juggernaut does go down. Devourers are still back here. Doesn't have a massive number of Devourers, just a good number. Eric's definitely needs to get an engineer to reclaim that Juggernaut husk. Gunwalkers charging forward. We've got a massive wave of Gunwalkers. And the Juggernaut has been claimed. Still's not been fixed. And good amount of Tiberians has been regrown here. Even the Tiberian Spike Tiberium has grown up. And there's an EMP control spike EMP. So going to focus on some of these mammoth tanks there. The Juggernauts are also EMP'd. Getting some good volleys right there. But the Devourers are now elite. All the mammoth tanks are down. Juggernauts getting focused down as well. Juggernauts could try to go forward for Crush. It does not get a Crush move there. And this may be the end of the GDI player. Yep, and that's likely going to be game. I still think those Harvesters may have lost some game. Because that's just 6,000 credits there. Though, to be fair, that EMP control spike did a great job right there. Taking out half of his opponent's army. Can't say he did anything wrong with that. And he's stalling out for some odd reason. There's nothing to stall out with. And there we go, the GDI player has now backed up the game. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.